Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. You guys, I am so excited about this podcast style video. I'm gonna do 2 of them just to see how you guys like it. But I'm super excited about it because I had this idea maybe about a week ago, probably less, to just do some videos where I'm not in front of the camera, because honestly there's a lot of pressure of just filming and getting the lighting just right and being on and being present and super performative to try to give you guys this, exhilarating visual experience. And yeah, I'm like at a point where I'm like, I can 100,000% do that for the writing videos, but I think it's necessary to take some of the pressure off and just kind of just talk to you guys and have like this open discussion on music and songwriting. And for me, I feel a lot more relaxed because I literally got this mic from Amazon and it was like $40. I got it used, but I got this desktop USB microphone set just because I wanted to be able to have something that's a little bit more flexible so that I don't have to just sit in my apartment at my desk and film for you guys, but I can take this with me. I can take my laptop wherever, set it up, and just have a discussion. And if you guys want to know the brand of mic, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it or butcher the name, but it's spelled MAONO. I'll put a picture here so that you guys can see what it looks like. But it's a desktop USB microphone set, very cheap. Got it on Amazon, and it's for like podcasting. It's nothing fancy, but it just works perfectly, and I feel a lot less pressure to post. I love talking about music, so this is easy for me. But let's get into the video. So this topic, well, both topics that I'm doing for these, like testing this new thing out, this was a suggestion. Well, the topics were, a suggestion from, and I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but I do want to give you a shout out. I think it's pronounced panache. I could just be thinking about Tinashe, but that's how it sounds to me. So shout out to you. But I asked for like feedback because he reached out about like when I'm coming out with music, and I'm coming out with music very, very, very soon. But I asked for feedback of like what else would he want to see, and he mentioned a video about words that best suit your persona as an artist. And after thinking about that, I do have a really good answer on how you can find that out. So let's get into it. So if you watched my songwriting videos on how to write a song like blah, 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 then you know that the very beginning of that video happens before I even start filming. And that's just thinking about whatever artist that I want to do and like wrapping my brain on who they are as an artist, what topics work well for them, what words work well for them. I've had a lot of suggestions for doing certain artists, and a lot of the times if I'm not really familiar with these artists, I definitely have to listen a lot to their music, even sometimes watch their interviews, because the artists that I've done so far, I know these artists like the back of my hand. I've seen all their interviews. I've listened to all their albums. They have a long history, so that it's been easy for me to write like Victoria Monet, Ariana Grande, Beyonce, Summer Walker. Like, these artists are kind of like ingrained in my brain. So it was easy for me to do that. And I'm listening to some of the artists that you guys have suggested, and I'm doing my research, because in order to write a song for another artist, you have to know who they are as a person. And you have to find words that are suitable for that particular artist. So doing that for yourself, it can come across as difficult, but the number one thing I did, because I've already recorded my EP, but the number one thing that I did was to pull from my own life experiences. If you're breathing, you have experiences. You've lived, right? So you've experienced things. For me, how I've shaped my new music, I'm definitely noticing that I am pulling from my own life experiences. And I talk a lot about journaling and having like a day-to-day checkup of like, what do I think right now? How am I feeling right now? Because I do use that to write songs. Like I could be like having the worst day and I'm like, I need to write in my journal. I need to express my feelings. And then when I'm looking for a topic, I'm going back in my journal like, how was I feeling that day? What was I talking about? Oh, I could write something about that. I think that my music, it has a lot of confidence. And I think that for me, that's amazing because I did not grow up really having any confidence in myself. I didn't have the best self-esteem. I didn't grow up in that type of a environment where that was instilled in me. That's something that I had to develop over the years. And by going through things and experiencing things and just finding my worth. So I think now my music 1000% reflects that inner confidence and that high sense of self-esteem that was kind of lacking before. I think I relied on other people to help me as an artist rather than me feeling confident enough to just do it on my own. And now that I do feel so confident, the writing has been so easy. And it's like, oh, well, what are you talking about? How do you know what words work best for you? Honestly, it's from pulling from personal experience. What you guys can do is just, and I'm always going to be for a journal, but if you don't want to start a journal, don't do it. Get out your phone, open up your notes, and start making a list of 10 things that describe you. Like 10 subjects that mean something to you, words that mean something to you, and start pulling those words by saying, hey, I'm going to write a song using this word or this subject. Sometimes you have to put it all in front of you to find out what you want to talk about. Like if it's not just coming to you automatically, you have to figure it out for yourself. My dog is a mess. But anyway, she's going to like bother me now because I took her toy away. Just putting the words in front of you and identifying what means a lot to you. For me, on my new project, I talk about the opposite sex a lot and finding empowerment. Does that work together? Empowerment. And just feeling empowered to walk away from situations that do not serve me. Feeling empowered to dump somebody if they're not treating me well. Knowing my worth. Knowing who I am as a person and what I bring to the table. That is like a lot of what my project is about. And that comes from life experience. So you have to identify what's important to you. What is important to me? Write that down in your notes. What is important to me? Make a list. Also, make a list of what are some things that you've been through. 9 times out of 10, you're not alone. You're not the only person that has experienced something. You're not the only person that's been hurt. You're not the only person that's been sad. You're not the only person that's had good things happen to you. There's people that can relate, Never think that you're unrelatable. If you're a human being, there's somebody out there that relates to your story. Remember that. And for me, I think that whole empowering thing, I think that a lot of women and guys, can relate to that, especially younger girls. who may have grown up like me and just didn't have that extra push of like, you're worthy, you're worth this, you shouldn't deal with this, you shouldn't deal with that. You know, sometimes you need to hear it from another person to instill that power inside of you to say, hey, wake up, girl. Like, this is how you should feel about you. You're worth more than what you're allowing yourself to get in this world. And I think that if you know that and you kind of study yourself internally, being self-reflective is a great skill to have as a songwriter, because we're often reflecting on our personal experiences and writing it down and making it consumable to the public. Consumable, is that a word? Like, y'all be trying to sound like I be coming up with words sometimes, so I don't know. But making that digestible for the public is the goal. You know, making it catchy, making your pain someone else's pleasure. You know, like, this song really just makes me feel good. Even though you're talking about the worst time in your life, it helps me get through what I'm going through. So I think that is the way to find what words will suit you as an artist. Just being self-reflective and knowing who you are, just in general, will help you be able to start writing and using that to have direction in your music. So I think that's it, you guys. I hope Panache, I'm so sorry if I messed up your name, but I hope that answered what you were looking for. I'm gonna start doing this a lot more. If you guys like it, let me know in the comments. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you guys soon.